So this is something funny. So as you guys know, PFF has their own grade system, right? And every single week they grade quarterbacks based on offense, passing, run block. They grade them all over the place. Okay, so like any other player, they grade every single quarterback. For run blocking, pass blocking, for honestly, all quarterbacks usually get like a 60 because that's not really something that they actually do. But some quarterbacks do run the ball, so they do get run grades as well. I wanted to look at this because it's getting a lot of steam and heat right now. Because it's not per se a quarterback ranking. This is based on grades. And as always, grades are a good look of how good players are, but they're not the end-all be-all. And a lot of times, grades really don't paint the full picture from a game. So, you have a game that goes a certain way, and better for worse, grades can look better than they should or worse than they should. So the best quarterback in the NFL, according to PFF, keep in mind, Sam Darnold just played. He just played last night. So he's going to be number one because he has, a better grade. He has more snaps than any other quarterback other than Kyler Murray. Dak Prescott is number two. And again, this is grades for the whole season combined. So, for example, it's not just last week. This is for the whole season. So, season so far, the what are they now? 3-1 or I think 3-1 Seahawks are currently 92. Dak Prescott number 2, number 3 is Matthew Stafford, number 4 is Josh Allen, number 5 is Daniel Jones, 6 is Justin Herbert, Jordan Love is 7, Jalen Hurts is 8, Joe Burrow is 9, obviously, before he got injured. Caleb Williams is 10. Baker Mayfield is 11. Now, Patrick Mahomes is currently 17. I will say, though, he hasn't had a good season. So, I know, obviously, again, this is based on grades, not based on rankings. But, low-key grades are, this is the true story here. It's not based on biasy ratings. 21 for Lamar Jackson currently. Okay. And then Jake Browning is 28. And the quarterback we're about to play against is 35. So I didn't realize this. Bo Nix. Wait, hold up. If I click on his. There we go. So this is Bo Nix so far this season. Wow. I watched That Good Sports and Brandon Perna. So I get a general gist of how good Bo Nix is and how he's playing, but I didn't realize pass grade, he's 33rd out of 33 quarterbacks. He's 15 out of 16 in run grade, so him being mobile and running around and take off running, and he's 35 out of 35 for offensive grades for quarterbacks. He's really having himself a tough week. A tough year so far, and as long as we don't turn the ball over 5 times again, which I don't think we will, knock on wood, and our defense can just hunt him throughout this game. Well, a lot of people think we're going to get blown out by the Broncos. I don't think we're going to get blown out by the Broncos. I think we have a good chance to win. I know people like to crap on us, but I don't think so. So, he's having a really bad season across the board. This is Jake Browning, by the way. 60.9 offensive grade, 59.6 pass grade, 63.6 run grade. So far, he's having himself a pretty even season in 2024. Although 2024, he didn't play. So, 61 is the baseline. That's the worst you could get if you don't play. So, if you get below 61, you're in sense getting worse than if you just didn't play football or didn't start at all. So, fun times, but Joe Flacco is above us. I don't think Carson Wentz is not on here yet because he only played one game, but even Tua, Penix, Rodgers, This goes to show the AFC North. You got Aaron Rodgers, you got Joe Flacco, you got Jake Browning, and then you got Lamar at 21. But still, you got all these quarterbacks. Again, like I said, listen, it's been a very, very interesting season, and there's a chance that this week we could see the Ravens lose to the Chiefs and go 1-3, and we could beat the Broncos and be 3-1, and yeah, that's just kind of how it is, man. This is why football is great, because any given Sunday, and the Brownies could lose this week on whoever they play. Can't think of the top of my head, and they could be like what 1-3, I guess, because they beat the Packers. And the Steelers lose to the Vikings, which, Vikings, you owe us. We made you guys look like the best team in football. If the Vikings beat the Steelers, which they should, Steelers will be 2-2, we'll be 3-1, and we'll have the leading of the division. Which, moving forward for like these NFL teams, like, we're about to see some really crazy stretches of games for, like, for example, the Ravens, I know. Let's look at the Ravens' upcoming schedule. So the Ravens play the Texans. Oh, sorry, they play the Chiefs. Then they play the Texans. Now, the Texans, I don't think is really that tough for them, in all honesty. I mean, you never know. You know, it's any given Sunday. Texans could get their crap together and start becoming a good team again. I don't know if they're going to right away or they're going to, so soon. But the Rams game is definitely going to be a tough game. You know, they went head-to-head with the Eagles, and they choked it in the end. But, hey. Then they got the Bears, the Dolphins, the Vikings. They got the Browns, Jets, Bengals, Steelers. So, and then they got the Bengals again. So they got a little tough stretch right there. Let's see what the Steelers got. I know the Steelers have... Hold up. I know the Steelers have a tough schedule when it comes to... They got overseas, which is never easy. Because then you come back and you kind of like jet lagged and stuff like that. You got the Vikings, Browns, Bengals, Packers, Colts, Chargers. Okay. And then the Brownies should have the toughest schedule. You know. I love the Browns schedule. It's always funny to me. Like, look at this. This is how they start the season. Bengals, Ravens, Packers, Lions, Vikings, Steelers, Dolphins, Patriots, Jets, Ravens, Raiders, 49ers, Titans. It's actually not that tough. I thought that was going to be a lot tougher than that. That's actually not that tough. I think the Vikings are the ones that have the toughest schedule, I want to say. So the Vikings start off the season versus the Bears. Falcons, Browns, Eagles, Chargers, Lions, Ravens, Bears, Vikings, Bears, Packers, Seahawks, Commanders, and Cowboys. That's okay. So, across the board, guys, this is not a video, obviously, taking a shot at Bo Nix, but I thought it was funny because people really got upset about that. People really got upset about the whole grading system and, being like, oh, Lamar Jackson, 21 best quarterback. Like, listen, at the end of the day, that's the grades. That's how the grades work, Take the grades for what they are. You can say that they're not, the pointless and stupid. Or you can look at them and say, wow, this is a good chance to tick off some Ravens fans, And, that's kind of how it works. Sometimes you just got to go with it. Tell me down below your thoughts and opinions.